when we know that God is with his people, with us, then we know he will bless us each time we're going to make any adjustment in our life or submit to Jehovah's way of doing things. We're going to get a blessing. Can we have such confidence? Absolutely. In fact, we can say that Jehovah gives us signs or solid evidence that he is with us. Do you see the signs? Do you see the evidence that Jehovah is giving us to prove he is with us? Do you see Jesus living up to that wonderful name, Emmanuel? For example, several weeks ago, we had a report from the writing committee. And despite the obstacles of the past year, do you recall that report? The work in the writing department, art department, MEPS, text processing, translation services, the work didn't stop. It didn't even slow down. Bible translations of 2019, 33 were released. 2020, 33 were released. Add the comments from Wednesday about a country that is now having more and more Bible studies and an increase in interested ones and baptisms. These are more than just updates. These are more than just statistics. Do we see them as evidences that with us is God and that he is backing us up in our undertakings? That's what we want to understand. No, we're not perfect. We'll get there at the end of the 1,000-year reign. But compare the leadership and rulership of Emmanuel, Christ Jesus, with the world's leadership. Look what we have. It's wonderful to contemplate. So what's the lesson for you and me? Don't miss the clear evidence that God is with us. Keep your spiritual vision sharp and clear.
Mark Noumair there, giving us solid evidence that Jehovah's Witnesses are God's one and only true organization on the earth today. I don't know about you, but I am underwhelmed by the evidence that we've seen. And by the way, this is, it seems, an older morning worship. It's in the very latest JW Broadcasting, the October 2024 episode. But it seems that this particular morning worship was given approximately around the time of the pandemic, as is kind of obvious by what Mark Noumair is saying there when it comes to his, quote, solid evidence that this is God's one true organization. And what he's really doing there is he's explaining to Bethelites watching, and by extension Jehovah's Witnesses who are watching now, that they really need to not just believe, but know that this is the truth. They need to know that this is God's organization. And if they approach it from that point of view, they are going to see, again, solid evidence or signs that God is backing the work. Now, hopefully I'm not paraphrasing too much, but I'm going to summarize this solid evidence that he just listed. The solid evidence is some departments not stopping during the pandemic and just being able to continue, probably because they were in lockdown. Bethels were in lockdown, so what else was there to do, essentially, but carry on. Also, the fact that Bible translations were released at the same rate before and after the pandemic, that's solid evidence that God was backing the work. And a country had some increases in its preaching statistics. Those were the three things that Mark Noumair gave us as solid evidence that God has chosen Jehovah's Witnesses exclusively out of all the religions on offer on the planet today, and is putting all of his backing on this particular group to get things done. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not quite persuaded.